Well, howdy. Can you hear me? You see the little mute button down to the left corner? You click on that to unmute yourself.
Hello.
There you go. Now I can hear you. Are you in Hawaii? Can you hear me? Am I getting through the sound? Or do you have speakers?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Van. How
Hi.
are you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you
Good.
are you in Hawaii?
Yes, I am. And it's 12 noon here.
What's the weather like?
It's kind of cloudy and we might have some rain. They had a lot of rain in Kauai the other day, quite a bit. So, yeah.
I see a kid over on the couch.
You see my granddaughter who's
Oh.
turning 8 next month. That's Delaney.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
Well,
says hi. My daughter turned 47 in January,
oh,
and my step granddaughter is going to turn 51 in March.
well, I'm hoping to get some more people. I've only got you and me so far.
Well, that's a start. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Participants. I'll click that. And it says Mary and me. And that's it.
And that's it. Well, that's a start anyway.
Yeah, well, I think what some people are doing is they're loading the software.
Okay, that could
You know,
be it.
there's an app that they have to load in order to run the Zoom. It's a small one, you know,
Uh-huh.
but it takes a little time to load it.
Yeah.
And but I did get some feedback from some people.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I talked to Pat
Uh-huh.
Robleski,
Right.
and she doesn't use the computer much anymore.
Uh-huh.
I said I sent her an email, you know, explaining how to get on. Oh, Jamie Cassidy-Curtis just came in. Okay. There we are. She's connecting. Oh, hello.
Hello.
I was just telling Mary that Pat Robleski is okay. She's had her
Good.
shots, and
Uh-huh.
her housekeeper has had their shots, and they're all doing well and healthy.
Uh-huh.
So,
That's good.
and
That's
I've
good.
had mine, and
I'm going to
so,
get my second shot on the 4th of March.
oh, okay, soon. Good, good. I only had a little bit of ache in the shoulder, but not much.
Uh-huh.
You know, everybody reacts differently.
Yeah. My arm just felt heavy for a while, but there was no soreness.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave all of the mics open for a while because everybody's going to want to put their 2 cents in.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm hoping we'll get some more people. I
okay.
heard from a couple that we're going to try, but they have
Okay.
to, like I said, they have to load that software,
Uh-huh.
you know. So come on, people, where are you? Oh, Barbara Harmon's coming in.
Oh, good.
She says she can't stay long, but at least she's here.
I'm
Hello,
glad.
Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Hello.
Hi, Barbara.
Hello, I'm just setting up here.
Good for you.
Well, you're doing pretty well.
Well, I had to rearrange the furniture and everything.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't want anybody to have to do that.
Well, I have this recording project going on,
Oh,
and so I had to switch all the plugs and everything.
oh.
How is everyone?
Well,
Hi, how are you?
so far, I got good reports from most people. Like I was telling Mary, Pat Robleski is okay, and she's had her shots, and her housekeeper, and they feel good. And I've had mine, and Mary's getting her second one soon. And so, you know, and what about Jamie? Have you had any shots yet? You're a little bit young for that.
Yeah, I'm a few years too young for it, as is Tim. So neither one of us has tried to get the shot yet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just hoping that they can like set up some more labs and stuff to put the stuff out quicker. I got the Moderna, and I think
That's
it's,
what I got, yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
had
think
over
it's-
here, they had opened it for people 75 and older
yeah,
at Blaisdell Concert Center. So my daughter took me down and I got mine then. And then she got one over at Leawood Community College recently because she's in the education field. She's a school counselor. And the kids are coming back soon. But my granddaughter is in a Catholic school and they've been physically in school for quite a few months now. And they have distancing and masks and they take their temperatures when they come in.
so they're taking some precautions. Good. Yeah. Let's see, anybody else? Come on, people, where are you? I want to fill up the screen. Anyway, so as far as we know, everybody is okay right now. This is good. This is good. Pat says that she looks forward to the time when we can meet at her house again. And I said, well, that's probably not going to be for at least a year, you know, the way things are going, because once you've had your shot, you have the antibodies still in you, so you're a carrier. And so you have to wait a certain amount of time, you know, before you're not contagious anymore. So it's you know, it's catch as catch can, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping everything's going to go in a positive direction. I like positive directions.
Exactly, yeah. Well, years ago, when my mother was 12, she had the Spanish flu and survived that in 1918.
We got the Zoom
So
meeting.
Wow,
maybe I've
was,
acquired some antibodies from her, who knows?
that was a long time ago. I remember
Yeah,
the
yeah.
polio vaccine, and
Yeah, on like the second shelf.
yeah, and we had 2 shots, a booster,
Or the
and
top.
then a sugar cube. Does anybody remember the sugar cubes?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see at least this many people, and they seem to be in good spirits.
Uh-huh.
This is why I wanted to do this test Zoom thing, because I wanted
Nice.
people to get some FaceTime to actually see
Yes.
everybody and talk and you know, get to know what's going on, because
Uh-huh.
we're not getting together like we used to. So,
Yeah, yeah.
which is kind of sad,
Now
but
I talked to Nola Gray earlier today, and she may join us. Her husband has he has all kinds of problems, you know, because of his age, and so she may be too occupied taking care of him today, but she's going to try to zoom in on this.
yeah. Well, Jerry, I sent the information to Jerry, who you don't know, she's in the Southwest Manuscripters, but she hosts our swim meetings. And she said she might join in, but then I found out that the great Los Angeles writers, something or other, is also having a Zoom exactly the same
okay.
time we are. And she's in that group. So we'll see what happens. And maybe Dan will show up, you know. Of course, his schedule is kind of, chancy.
Yeah, right. Well, I was
David,
able to join in when they had the Blue Carbuncle. I
yeah,
watched that, and then the Lost in New York. I was able to go to that by Zoom too, so that was good.
I just got in the mail the Russian Livanov Sherlock Holmes series with English subtitles.
Oh my!
And I hate to brag, but it looks wonderful. And I look forward to
Sounds
watching
good.
him. He's supposed to have been very, very good in the part. So
Uh-huh.
we'll see, Come on, people, where are you? More, I want more.
Did notice is, they had a
I
link in there if you had a smartphone. I went to that link and it just took me to a page of international numbers. And so I went back and clicked the regular link for joining the meeting and it went through fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody else is trying to join by smartphone.
Oh, are you doing a smartphone?
Yes,
You are, and it worked with the link I sent out, huh?
yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's good to know.
Yeah, because
I'm on an Apple computer right now.
yeah, well, that doesn't matter,
Yeah.
But I was a little worried about the smartphone, so
Uh-huh.
because I don't know that much about smartphones. I've got this thing, little
Yeah.
flip phone. I'm not smartphone savvy.
We do our Bible study by Zoom, and we do our Friends of the Library by Zoom too.
Yeah.
You guys are all in living color. I queued up for my laptop, but I hooked it into my television set because that way I can control volume. So I've got a huge picture, and it's glorious colors, great sound.
Oh, Barbara, you're so high tech.
Yes.
Oh no, I don't think so. I'm struggling so terribly. I'm recording music on a recorder. My son-in-law got me the recorder, and I'll show it to you.
Oh.
Like I said, high tech.
Yeah. Oh.
Some of the people who do Zoom get these fancy microphone headsets and put up special lights and everything, but they're the ones who do it often. We're just experimenting today to see if it'll work. And so far it seems to be working. So
I just have a regular headset, so
yeah, that'll work.
When I speak, I think this will the picture will come to me. So does this show up very well for everyone?
yes.
I see what looks like a camera.
It's mounted on a camera stand, but it's actually a stereo recorder, and it's got a computer chip in it. It records, and everything I record gets a file name so that I can find it.
Nice.
And it's the best quality I've ever experienced.
Very good.
Goodness, when I said high tech, I wasn't kidding. Yeah, this thing is being recorded right now, but I really don't know how to access it later on. It just says recording. I don't know what that entails, but anyway. Oh, did everybody get the emails I sent out with all the links to all the different Sherlock Holmes video things and YouTube and stuff?
Was this when you send it out around Christmas time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I got that.
well, the one at Christmas time was also the one with the crackling logs and the fireplace. But I sent out another one with a whole list of Sherlock Holmes
Oh,
things, you know, and if
I
anybody
don't think
won't,
I don't think I got that one. I got the one around Christmas,
yeah.
but not one after that.
Well, anybody who wants to get it can request my email and I can forward it again because,
But you have the best movie of them all, not on that list. Scrooged.
who?
Scrooged.
oh, right. The modern one. Yeah.
Right.
Not familiar with that.
Yeah. So a modern version of Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Ah,
But what is it? Chevy Chase, I think.
Yeah.
And what's her name who plays the sort of the tipsy one? You know, she was it was so marvelous. I think it's the best of all of the Christmas Carol films.
yeah, I found some old Sherlock Holmes things that were actually in color too. And they were
Wow.
on the list. Isn't that weird? They're colorizing a lot of stuff these days. And some of the colorizing isn't that bad, you know. They used to be terrible, but I think
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better over the years. So
yeah. And
well, I just
so,
ran into something the other day on YouTube, and it was complete news to me that they had done a version of the Trap Family in 1956.
yeah.
And it has English subtitles, and I didn't get in on the beginning of it, but it was probably filmed in Germany or Austria or something, but it was a 1956 version, and it had actors and actresses I wasn't familiar with.
There's Tim.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
All right.
Well, I don't know, Mary. I think Tim beat you on the size of his headphones.
I think he did.
We are Cybermen.
They're sort of Arnold Schwarzenegger headphones.
Headrest of his chair, if you look, they're all black.
Darth Vader headphones. So Tim, how are you with the health and the shots and everything?
I am remarkably COVID-free.
Yeah. Tim's
Oh
a
yeah.
to get the shot right now as well. So we're
Yeah.
both
Well,
waiting
Tim,
for
you're
it to
just
get
too
down
young.
to-
See, both you guys are too young.
I missed it by a year. Will makes it though. Will just got in there.
Oh, okay. Is
Yeah,
he gonna show up?
Yeah, he just got a birthday, and he turned 65. So that's the magic
there you
number.
go. Yeah.
Well, will you still need me? Will you still bleed me when I'm 65?
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, 64, which is what I'll be this May.
Okay.
Ah, well, hooray.
I'll be 81 this May.
Oh my goodness. You
Uh,
don't look it.
I don't know how that happened. You know, it's like I'm still in contact with people from my high school, and
Oh,
none of us
great.
can believe that the years went by so fast. And oh my goodness.
That's just amazing.
Yeah. And my granddaughter makes her first communion and confirmation a week after Easter.
Oh my goodness! Tell her
They
congratulations.
do it together now. So yeah. And my step great granddaughter just got engaged. She lives in Florida. So
Oh,
that's exciting.
Oh, you have a great grandchild.
I have, through marriage, I had a second marriage. So I have a step granddaughter who's going to turn 51 in March. And then I have a step great grandson who's married and has 2 kids. And then Marlene is the step great granddaughter, and she just got engaged, and she lives in Florida. So it's really
I'm
fun.
So far, I'm so far behind you. I'm a year older than you. But I had my child late, and then my child had her child late.
Uh-huh.
So my grandson just turned 6 in July.
Yeah. Well, my mother married late in life, and she had me in her 30s. I had Emily in my 30s, and Emily had Delaney in her 30s. So
Mary's been busy.
There's a story of somebody who's like related to one of the early 18th century presidents
yes.
by like only 2 generations. Like he's the guy's grandson or something. Because
Right, great grandson. Yeah.
Right, had children like in their 60s.
Right, and had
so it was
second
only a
wives.
couple-
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that was like
amazing.
totally amazing. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I saw that on YouTube. That was really
My dad is
interesting.
Was my dad and his sister, who's 2 years older. His sister married very young. My dad waited a little bit later, and
Uh-huh.
it ended up eventually that his sister, who's only about 2 years older than him, had a great grandchild before my dad had a grandchild.
Right. Oh.
My goodness, we're catching up, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's
You know,
great.
Kim and I don't have any kids, so there's nobody coming after us. We're just kind of like nieces and
Yeah.
nephews.
Well, we've got 5 people so far. This is good.
Yeah. That's
It's
good.
better than I thought for such a weird experiment.
Yeah. Now, I heard recently that someone has formed a Sherlock Holmes group over here on Oahu, and I don't know how to contact them yet. They call themselves the Shaka Sherlockians, and it's just been recently formed. So I'm going to try to see if I can, get in touch with them. So
Shakalaka Sherlockians.
Shaka Sherlockians, yeah. Like, that means
well,
everything is cool, everything's fine, everything's in balance. So
no kaoi.
right.
Yes. I know a little bit of Hawaiian.
Yeah, the fun part about the pandemic is that you can walk into a bank with a mask and no one gets upset.
Yes. I saw on YouTube a guy who had a mask that looked like a face. And he walks around with it on, and everybody is telling him to put his mask back on. And he had it on, it just looked like a face.
Right.
I think that's a little cruel, though.
Well, there's a whole new wardrobe specialty of accessories and masks with all different, features. And I have one that has a Hawaiian design, and I have one that has John Deere tractors on it, and all sorts. So it's kind of fun,
They have ones that have sparkly things all over them.
Yeah.
Well, how old is Makahiki Hoi?
That's it.
And Lunar New Year.
And Lunar New Year too. It started the 12th of February, and it's the year of the ox.
Yes. And I
As
feel
an oxtail soup.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
we go to church by reservation. We pick the mass we want to go to on the weekend, and then my daughter types it in, and we get a printout. And then when we go to the church, we have our mask, and they take our temperature, and they look at the printout, and the usher seats us. So it's like going to a concert that you don't have to pay for. So that works out.
Your rate of infectivity is very low there, isn't it?
Yes, fortunately, they've been very strict about who's coming in and their tests and everything like that. So we're hoping, in fact, if things go well for the next week, we'll go into a different level. So it'll be a little more open. See, right now, you can have 5 people at once in a restaurant that are kind of spaced out. and then someone has to sign as the contact person. And our sorority chapter is quite small, so we've been able to have meetings in person. So that's been good. So, yeah.
Well, yes, I wouldn't use the word strict. I would use the word careful.
Careful. Yes. Yes. That's
Okay,
true.
How about
there he is.
observing?
This is one of the wonderful things about being on Zoom meetings. I can do research on the internet while we're talking. So
Good.
there's a Lion Gardner Tyler Jr. who died last September.
Right.
Last September. He is the grandson of President John Tyler.
Uh-huh.
That's
the one.
That's the person I was thinking
Chippy
about.
Canoe and Tyler too.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't hope they didn't tip his canoe too much.
I don't know.
He'll get all wet.
Well, it's amazing, like in families, you'll have big gaps in when children were born. And years ago, I was engaged, one of my fiancés, I was engaged to this fellow, and he was 24, and he had a brother 12 and a brother 11 when his baby sister was born. And his mother had what they used to call change your life baby. And
It's
so,
a good time during the pandemic to do your genealogical research.
yeah, yeah. I have a mystery if any of you want to help solve it. One of our friends, her mother was Okinawan and her dad was Army Air Force, and they lived on Okinawa. They were married. They had 2 daughters at Air Force hospitals in Okinawa. The hospitals closed and no one can find the birth records or any other medical records from those hospitals. And she never had a birth certificate.
Oh,
And when she was in 5th grade, her dad petitioned for her to have a passport, you know, saying that she was an American citizen, this, that, and the other thing, so she could go visit grandparents in Moore Park. And her sister, who was born at the same hospital, does have a birth certificate, but she never had one. And she has a letter saying that the passport proves her citizenship and she got her social security number, but the letter also says that she should never let that passport expire because they will no longer recognize her as a citizen if she does. So go out
bureaucracy
sleuthing
rears its-
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had my bouts with bureaucracy too. Oh, yeah, that's too bad. I have a father who died in Oregon, and it turns out you can't get a death certificate unless you send off to this other website and send them a bunch of money.
Mhm.
So
Okay, for just a moment, Matt, I thought you were going to say, yeah, I had this fellow who died in Oregon, and apparently you're not allowed to die in Oregon.
Yeah.
You have to go someplace else or you just can't die. That's
Oh, well.
Oregon for you. Very
Again.
progressive.
it's against the rules.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, see, he was in Medford, so it doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
This isn't in relation to the Bedford of It's a Wonderful Life, is it?
Bedford Falls.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, Medford, Medford.
But in Wonderful Life, it was called Bedford Falls.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Okay.
back east somewhere, I think, Bedford, Massachusetts or something,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, well, I like that old, what's his name? That old movie. It had Donna Reed in it, I think.
Yes, Donna Reed,
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart,
Yeah.
A very young Donna Reed.
Henry Travers, who played the angel trying to get his wings. Yeah,
Oh, yes. What's his name?
Right.
Sure.
Henry Travers. Now, I think he played the station master in Mrs. Miniver, that was trying to grow the Mrs. Miniver Rose, the one Greer Garson was in with Walter Pidgeon. So I love the old classic movies.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm glad there are so many of them online. Not only not only YouTube, but there's a thing called archive.org
Oh,
where you can
good.
find a lot of old movies and books and things, and they are intent on archiving as much non-owned material as they can.
Right. Yeah.
The name of the angel was Clarence.
Clarence, right? Clarence.
Clarence.
Clarence Oddbody. Angel second class, I think.
Yes, Clarence Oddbody, Angel second class. That's right.
I didn't know they had ranks.
Yes, they do. Oh, there's archangels and lots of them. So, yeah.
So I guess this must be it because we're 30 minutes in and nobody else has joined us.
Are they going to get this off after 45 minutes?
Well, that's what's confusing to me because I seem to be writing on Jerry Fonte's account, which means that I can run for 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, you see, if it craps out after 40 minutes, all you have to do is click on the link and get back in right away, But, 40 minutes is enough for 5 of us to at least touch base and say, howdy.
It's so nice to see everybody.
This modern era. So I babysit my grandson over Zoom. And so what happens after about 45 minutes, the quality starts deteriorating. It gets to the point where it's, just not worth doing. And I think 45 minutes is about all I can really take.
Yeah, well, some pictures come in fuzzy. Now, Barbara is very blurry, but her voice comes through really good.
Yeah.
And the rest of you are pretty sharp.
Wow. So I just found out that Mr. Potts from It's Wonderful Life was played by Lionel Barrymore.
Yeah, Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Yeah.
Lionel
Barrymore, right. And then Thomas Mitchell was the forgetful brother. He was,
yes.
Yeah, the uncle, the uncle of Jimmy Stewart.
Uncle.
And he was the one that forgot about the money in the paper. Yeah. And Thomas Mitchell played Scarlett O'Hara's father in Gone with the Wind.
I have a piece of trivia. Who played the cab driver?
Oh, I don't remember, but I understand that the characters from Sesame Street, Bert and Ernie, were based on the cab driver and the policeman from that movie.
I just got to notice that they removed the 40-minute time limit.
Oh.
So we can rattle on until we run out of jelly babies.
Okay.
I'm going to take a cough drop. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, potty break.
Yes. I don't know.
Well, the nice thing about Zoom is you can leave us watching the wall.
Yes, and it's a nice wall, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, there's all kinds of things about the connections and the little buttons on the bottom of the screen. But I'm figuring you've got most of that. The thing called chat allows you to put in some text, just like you would in Facebook. And participants let you know who's online.
Right.
And of course, there's the stop and go stuff with the video and the mic and etc. So, it's all kind of self-explanatory. And up in the upper right, there's a thing called view. And as you click that, it changes the way the little icons are on the screen. and you can switch them back and forth, whatever you
Uh-huh.
like.
Hey, George,
Oh, we got a
Van.
George?
You mean Van, right?
you there? Thumbs up.
Who? I don't see a George.
Thumbs up. Van, I'm doing a thumbs up for as a reaction.
Oh, let's see. No, I got nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see George on here.
No. I'm being silly.
Oh,
Oh, Jamie went off and she's back.
Yeah, I was just going here.
It's called a
What
glitch.
to see some of the icons and stuff, you have to tap the screen.
oh, okay.
Somebody's recording. Am I recording?
Well, says it's recording, but I have no idea where it's recording to. There's an option to record to the cloud, and there's
Uh-huh.
another one to record to your computer. And I still haven't figured out how that works yet. So I'm still learning.
Mhm.
Dan knows all that stuff. He's really up on it because he does it every day with his class. You know,
That's
so
true. That's true. Yeah.
whereas I'm kind of a newbie.
How's Carol Sperling doing?
Well, she seems to be okay, but she's keeping pretty much to herself.
Okay.
You know, not going out and etc.
Well, yeah.
And
Yeah,
Tim says I'm sending a chat.
Okay.
Can
No,
you
I think
send?
a chat.
Chat.
Can you send me a cat or maybe a
A
candy
cat.
bar? How about a nice Hershey or a truffle? Here is a cat. Oh, truffle. Oh, I get a Hershey truffle with a cat.
That's sweet.
Yeah, there's all kinds of options in chat too. I think you can put pictures in it, and
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. It's kind of tricky. But also there's a little thing in chat where it says to, and then you click on it and tell where you want to send it to just one person or
Oh,
everybody in the meeting. You know, so you got to pay attention to that when you send anything.
right. Right. Yeah.
But it seems to be sort of automatic. Also, when you guys talk, it switches automatically back and forth between the one that's talking. So I don't have to do anything. I'm
Oh,
lazy.
that's good. Well, my daughter had a good idea what to do with our Christmas cards. And normally she'll laminate them and use them as placemats. And she'll probably do that later on. But she said, let's put all the Christmas cards in a bag. And then every night we pick a card and we keep that family or person in prayer for that day. And we picked Carol Sperling's card the other day.
So
Yeah.
you pull them out of a bag and then you laminate them.
And we pray first, and then we're going to laminate them later, and they'll all be in place cards. But it was my daughter's idea, and a lot of people said, "Hey, that's a good idea," because we all need prayer for
Have a whole
the
wall full of
circumstances.
Christmas cards.
Yeah.
Tim says he shared a file. Let's see what he shared. He shared a 1.28 megabyte gold dollar. I have no idea what that is.
Really? This is
Potential.
This is what you think I've shared.
I don't know. It just says 1954 or 1854 gold dollar. And then I click on it. It says security something or other.
Yeah. I'm experimenting with some
Oh,
of this
okay.
stuff.
Well, I like
trying to send a picture.
experimenting. I'm an old experimenter myself. Unfortunately, I sometimes mess up.
Let's see if I can. You know what the significance of 1854 is, especially for us in the Gales.
Ah, yes.
So let's see. See if I can do this again. See if that goes Apparently, it's just sending the notice of the file, and you probably can't open the file.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Okay. Well, just send us the gold coins. We'll be fine.
I'm sure you'd like that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing that today.
Okay.
I wasn't wealthy enough to collect gold, but I collected silver at one time. Morgan's mostly.
Oh, I've got a complete set of the Carson City Morgans.
Oh,
Yes, this includes the 89 and the 93 Carson City.
nice.
Which the 89 is a key date.
Unfortunately, I had to sell mine. So,
Oh man.
yeah, I know. Bummer.
At least nobody's gotten stuck in a cat filter like that poor lawyer. Have you
Oh,
heard
that
about
was fun. That was funny. I saw that. And the eyes on the cat were incredible. Reminds me of one of those clocks, where the tail goes.
There's something really funny about this whole Zoom meeting. Jamie and I are in we're in the same house. We're actually in adjoining rooms, and what's happening is I can hear her talk in the other room. I'm pointing to you, Jamie, right now. She's in the other room. I can hear her talk. It goes through the system, and then it comes out on my headphones. It's the weirdest thing.
So a little bit of delay, huh?
I can hear Tim talking in the room, but when it comes over the phone, it's like a second behind.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
there's a slight delay. Yeah.
Echo.
Well, the orchestras are still meeting, but we can't meet in person. And there is a time delay. So there's no way that you can just listen to something or play together. Say if you had an orchestra conductor and he was conducting and everybody was watching and playing and recording, it wouldn't work because the speeds are all off.
Oh, right.
So what they do is somebody makes a master recording and they on a piano or a harpsichord or something. They also record a click track, if you know what that is, that goes with it. And then they send the same copy to everybody. And they also send a copy of the tuning so that everybody tunes their instruments exactly alike. And so then you listen to this with headphones and record what you play, and then send it to the engineer who puts the whole thing together, and it does match up.
Good.
But it's a bitch to learn. I've been spending 3 or 4 hours every day for a couple of months on it, and it's a real challenge. You have to pay attention to 3 different things: the music that you're hearing, the click track, and your own playing, and then you've got to react to all 3 as appropriate.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Challenge.
Well, that's kind of the way they do it in the studio anyway. They record separate instruments and stuff on a 48 or something or the 64 track machine.
The thing is, in the studio, you're all together and you have a conductor. And so the only thing you really have to listen to is the click track. And you have to learn how to respond to those clicks instead of the visual cues. And then, of course, you can't hear, it's hard to hear yourself when you're hearing two other things also
Mhm.
at the same time.
Yeah, it's tricky, but
Anyway,
engineers have
enough
worked it out.
complaining from me. I see an end to the pandemic. How about everybody else?
Well,
Yes.
once we get vaccinated.
Mhm.
Well, it looks like it's going to be at least summer before we start getting enough vaccine to start rolling it out more often.
Mhm.
But it's going to be till the end of the year before the downturn in cases is to the point where we can feel kind of safe. You know,
Mhm.
at least that's what I've been able to find out.
Well, there are a couple of things to consider. 2/3 of the deaths have been in the people of 65 and older,
Mhm.
and those people are getting vaccinated.
Mhm.
And let's see, I think the last well, I don't want to quote statistics because I might get them wrong. But anyway, they've made significant inroads into inoculating the older people. In addition to that, there's going to be a lot more efficiency because the county has turned over to Blue Shield, the organization, and Blue Shield has a good computer system, and so they can pinpoint who needs the vaccination the most. So the big problem with vaccinating older people at this point is um, people well, like Nola's husband, he isn't in good health right now, and so it's hard to take him somewhere to get vaccinated, especially when she doesn't drive and he has all of these other conditions going on.
Mhm.
So the hard to reach people are going to be harder to reach, but the
Mhm.
majority of the older people should be inoculated
Mhm.
very shortly. And we have an efficient system going now to identify who needs it the most.
That's good. That's good.
The other thing that you notice is that the hospitalization rate has gone way down.
Mhm.
And I've been looking at past pandemics, and they seem to, this seems to be about the time that they peter out.
Mhm.
So the big thing is producing enough vaccination and getting it into people, and at least we have an efficient means of distribution now.
Here in Lakewood today, they finally got a number of the vaccines to be able to give to people. So one of the CVS pharmacies, they had like 500 shots there. So
Mhm.
Lakewood's been kind of left out for a while, but we finally will start vaccinations here as well.
Yeah.
And I do know one of the things I think is good is well, at least LA City, I think county as well, is starting to set up some of the mobile clinics where they can
Mhm.
take it into the neighborhoods where people don't have the transportation and
Yeah.
Mhm.
start
That's
getting a
good.
lot of,
Yeah.
the really harder hit neighborhoods, the poorer neighborhoods. They can start getting some of the people there vaccinated.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
My guess is
Moderna,
I figured somewhere around June will be when I'll be able to get my shot. We'll see how that goes. That's been my prediction for a number of months now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Moderna
The
people,
problem with predicting is we don't know what the supply is going to be like.
yeah, the Moderna people really should license other labs to make the vaccine. You know, they're kind of holding it close to their vest, but that's really not the thing to do right now. You know, it should be licensed to other labs so that they can start producing. But we'll see. You know,
We
The
had kind of a hitch in our
the only
supply
part of the
because
one
of the
dose is going through approval right now.
yeah.
And so I think that they were saying hopefully sometime by next week they'll be able to they'll be ready to approve it for distribution, and so that'll be another vaccine out there. And
Are you
one that's a
talking
lot
about the
easier
Johnson and Johnson?
to handle.
Are you talking about the Johnson and Johnson vaccine?
Yes, yeah, that one, the company had requested the emergency approval.
Mhm.
And the FDA is planning to, or I guess scheduled to get their answer by sometime next week.
Oh, mhm.
And so if that was being distributed, if it gets approval, it only requires the one dose. It doesn't require the, the deep freeze, like the
Mhm.
Moderna and Pfizer does. And so
Right.
at that point, we'd hopefully start seeing quite a lot more vaccines out there.
Yeah, there's about 6 or 7 different ones, and they're all different levels of effectiveness.
Mhm.
You know, the Moderna seems to be the top leader right now,
Mhm.
but we shall see. Somebody
Well,
else might come up with
Dan,
something.
can you, if you have the Moderna, I top you. Pfizer is 95% and Moderna 94% effective.
Good.
Well, you know, when they started doing the Salk vaccine for
Mhm.
polio, the first Salk vaccines came out, they were only around 65% effective.
Mhm.
This one is 90 something. So
Right. The
we're way
Moderna
ahead of the
90
game.
Dan, I'm only kidding you. The Moderna is 94%, the Pfizer 95%. And you grab the first one you can get.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
We had a
But-
problem over here with some of the shipments because of the cold weather on the mainland. And some of the shipments were delayed because we're in the middle of nowhere here
Right.
in Hawaii. We're in the most isolated archipelago in the world. So they had to cancel some appointments, but they did have some supplies through Kaiser. And they were setting up something at one of the Kaisers for people. And you did not have to belong to Kaiser to get it. Just make your appointment and go to this one Kaiser. So,
Okay, so baby
that
steps.
was- so yeah, a little at a time. So.
Well, you know, I think it's about time we end this thing. It's nobody else is joining, and we all
Okay.
have pretty much got our 2 cents in about our own health and our family.
But this is so much fun.
It
I
is
know,
fun.
I
Let's do it
know.
again.
Yeah, well,
I
I'm
just-
going to
just found-
plan more meetings like this.
Good.
Yay! More meetings like this.
Hey, let me make one
I just found
recommendation.
out that Drew,
Let me
Yes,
make one recommendation for consideration though. If you get a $12 cord that one end will plug into your television set, the other end will plug into your computer, and then you get excellent sound and as big a picture as your television screen is.
I
I'm
heard-
big on your television.
And so like Tim and Jamie could be in the same room. You could sit side by side on a couch, and you wouldn't have to wear anything uncomfortable on your heads.
But I like it this way.
Yeah, it looks like a space
That sounds
cadet.
like a good idea, Barbara. So yeah.
No,
It's a great idea, except for the
the-
fact that we're not really familiar with boards
Well,
go
it's
where.
ver-
We had
it's
a heck
very-
of a time trying to get the TV set up to be a TV. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't make life so complicated for us.
No, it's very easy. The cord has the standard USB plug on one end
Okay.
and the HDMI plug on the other end.
Huh.
And if your television set is reasonably new, it's going to have the HDMI. In fact, it'll probably have 2 or more HDMI ports. And
Right.
so you just plug it in.
But
except
some people with
we
certain
added a
computers,
DVR, and the first configuration we tried, it's like it doesn't work the way that it looks like it should. There's the input and output listed, but you end up having to plug things from one device into another, and it's just crazy.
Oh no, my internet connection is unstable. It just told me. Ah,
we finally, by trying this whole, okay, that didn't work. Let's try the next one. And we finally got it to work, but it's like the chords are not going intuitively where they're supposed to go or how they're labeled.
That's the reason I wanted to do a test run, because everybody's going to be a little different. I've heard that some computers don't have a camera or even a microphone built into it, some computers. And tablets, again, another problem. Smartphones seem to be okay. They're up, at least if they're new ones. So it's kind of tricky because not everybody's got the same setup. And, they have to deal with each situation in their own way. So it helps to learn more about your machine and how it works. But I told somebody that didn't have a camera, I said, well, you can at least hear and talk to people, and if they didn't have a microphone, at least you could see them, and chat, do the chat thing. So there's all kinds of options. But I was surprised to find out that Don, who bought a Dell computer, which is a kind of an expensive computer, doesn't have all that stuff in his machine. Isn't that weird?
He probably has lots of other things.
But Apple seems to be up with it. And most modern computers seem to be, fixed up right. Mine is an old HP. It's really old, about 10 years old, I think. And it's working okay. But my Wi-Fi connection is poor. Fortunately, Zoom doesn't have a problem with slow Wi-Fi. It seems to work okay.
Hey, JP, are you on the 5G?
Probably. That's my default.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have at least two different Wi-Fi channels, so we can be on separate channels and we're okay.
Oh yeah, when I go to download something, I get what they call dial-up speed, which is about 57 kilobytes per second.
Holy!
I know. Back in the day, right?
I remember when that was fast, right?
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to close things out, and I'm glad to see so many people showed up. And let's keep in touch by email also.
Okay.
And anybody wants any information or news or anything, just email me. You know my email address. So I'll try to keep everybody up on stuff, and we'll do this again. And hopefully.
Thanks for doing this, and especially Mary. You're so far away, and I guess with Zoom, it's sort of immaterial.
Well, I think Mary's on satellite. I think Mary's on satellite.
I don't know. It's an Apple computer that a friend of ours that used to live here left for us. And so my daughter, puts me on whatever she needs to do. And so here I am.
Well, I'm glad it works.
It works. So
I'm just sad that Pat couldn't arrange things, but we'll see.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
We're happy with what we got.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I just found out that that Drew Barrymore is actually related to Lionel Barrymore.
Of course.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You didn't know that?
I do now.
There's a whole Barrymore family. I mean, it's legendary,
Ethel and Lionel and John and Drew. And that's whole hereditary acting gene went down all the generations.
Yes, from the 1930s all the way to E.T.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. Michael Kurland just joined up. Let's see. We got somebody new here. We got to give him a chance.
Okay, as soon as he joins the meeting, let's say meeting adjourned. Goodbye.
Oh, thank God.
No. Look, he's got a moon rising or something behind him.
I think he's in Mars. Did you make it to Mars?
You can be on Mars.
Yes.
Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Not bad. How are you doing?
Great. Glad to join us. Okay, meeting adjourned.
Oh,
No,
thank
no,
God.
no. I want to know how his health is and did he
Yeah,
get
how
his
you doing,
vaccine
buddy?
yet?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Judging by his gray hair, he should be old enough.
I'm doing pretty good for a Martian.
Oh, that-
How do you get that cool background?
I don't know. I clicked on something and it showed up and now I can't get rid of it, but I like it, so I won't worry about it.
I like it too.
Yes, it's really neat. So
Yeah,
how
I
have
got
things been
one shot.
going?
I got one shot already and I'm getting the next one next week.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yay! Yes.
Yeah.
I never thought there'd be an advantage in getting old, but here it is.
That's it.
You get one last goodie here. There you go.
There you go. How are you guys? Sorry, I couldn't take. I have a sick cat. That's why I didn't do it.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, we all seem to be in good health, and a lot of us have gotten our shots yet, or about to get them, except for the two kids up there, Tim and Jamie. And Mary's in Hawaii, so she has a good connection.
Yeah.
There you go.
And where's
Coming to you
Michael?
through satellite.
Are you in the valley?
Oh, where am I? I'm in San Luis Obispo.
All right. I used to live in Santa Maria, so I know where that is.
Yeah, up along the coast. Well, it should be
Uh-huh.
nice up there. Is it cold though?
It's been cold, but I kind of like it cold. My brother lives in New York, and if I tell him it's cold, he giggles at me because it's like 4 below where he is.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't get as much cold in New York as it does cryogenic.
Yeah. So you can visit the Hearst Castle anytime you want.
Not quite. It's about an hour away, but I
Oh.
do.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Morro Bay. Oh, I like driving up the coast. It's such a nice experience.
The thing that aggravates me about the Hearst Castle is Hearst has a very, very good library, very big, full of wonderful books, and they won't let you in. They've got it cartoned off. I say, but I want to look at the books.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, do you have a dog to go with your cat?
I have a dog to go with my cat. Yes.
Good.
He's
There
right
you
outside
go.
the door, but I won't wake him. Don't ever wake sleeping dogs.
He's
Oh, that's-
lost on the planet behind you.
Yeah. Let sleeping dogs lie. I do
Yes.
believe that planet is Earth.
I'll
I think
tell you
so. I don't
something
know.
ironic.
Could be
My
Venus.
cat passed of old age at 14.
Oh,
So I
my.
adopted the neighborhood feral cat. Turns
Uh-huh.
out she's 15.
Okay.
And so I think I'm renting a cat now because she has a skin condition and I have to take her in regularly for adrenaline shots.
Uh-huh.
And so I spent about $500 getting her all fixed up from, all of the problems a feral cat would have. And now it's just very expensive maintenance.
Join the
But
club.
she's a very sweet kitty and she
Yeah.
really likes having a home.
Yeah, she appreciates you. Yeah. One of our friends has a cat who has diabetes and is on insulin shots every day.
I had one. God, it must be 15 or 20 years ago. I had a cat that was had diabetes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah. They get the same things we get, and sometimes they get it worse. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, well, cats even have their own coronavirus.
That's what I
Uh-oh.
understand.
oh,
Yeah.
that's good news. I needed to hear that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. The coronavirus for cats doesn't know whether it wants to go in or out.
Apparently, the coronavirus has been passed from humans to like zoo animals and
Mhm. Dogs too, I understand.
Yeah,
Some
dogs have
get it. So.
yeah. I guess it's like the flu. If you have like a pot-bellied pig, according to some of the vet shows that we watch, the pigs can catch the virus, can catch the flu from the humans.
Yeah, well, pigs are closest to us DNA wise.
Uh-huh.
So, that would be expected.
Well, actually, that's quite not exact.
Well, I mean, except for the primates, you know.
Well, there is a reason why pigs specifically are used
For anatomy classes.
Yes, and stand-ins for human testing dummies.
I thought we were closest to lobsters. I always thought not true, huh?
Only a few of us are crabs. Hey, come on! I couldn't let that one go.
That's why I set it up for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Only when I'm shellfish and eat shellfish.
Well,
Very good.
if I have too many shellfish, I get shell shocked.
Right.
We're just full of puns today. And there's no punometer on this Zoom thing either.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Otherwise, Tim would have been banned long ago.
Well, it's like that old joke about the guy that goes into the restaurant and asks, "Do you serve crabs here?" And the waiter says, "Yeah, we serve anybody as long as they behave themselves."
Yeah. As my old friend Tom used to say, a bun is the lowest form of wheat.
Tim says punometer overload. Wow. Oh, Nola is coming in. Look at this. We haven't seen Nola in a long
Hey,
time.
we're getting more people. There, you wanted
Oh,
to
there
stop
she
this
is.
meeting.
Hi.
I know.
Hi.
Hi,
Nola.
Nola.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
You got to tell us about your health and your shots.
I'm sorry?
You got to tell us about your health and your vaccine shots.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me turn off my screen reader.
Quit JAWS dialog. Are you sure you want to quit JAWS? Press enter to quit now or escape to cancel.
Yeah, it's interesting. When I tried to get my shots through the county, they said that the closest distributing place to us, because we live near the LAX, the closest place to us was Compton.
Compton, huh?
That's weird.
When I tried looking into getting the shots through Kaiser Permanente, because see, keeping in mind that I take the bus, the closest one to me was in West LA, and I wasn't anxious to go near a hospital to get my Kaiser shots.
Supposedly they will, if you could arrange it, they will send a car for you or something. But you got to know how to play the game, and I'm not sure that we can do that.
Well, I have a ride, a friend who's willing to take us, provided the appointment's made at 8 o'clock in the morning, either Saturday or Wednesday.
Nola,
Okay.
are you still in Inglewood, Nola?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could get through Harbor or one of the other local hospitals.
Harbor is not remotely near Inglewood, especially not my bus.
There is some
Inglewood is near the LAX, 2.5
some
miles.
pharmacies are stocking it now. If you check through find a couple of pharmacies that are close to you and check on their sites, they may be offering, because that's the only, they won't tell you. You've got to go on the site to take a look and see if it's available.
All right. Okay.
In their advertising, Kaiser offers one of the perks of Kaiser membership is that if you're disabled, they will provide transportation for your medical appointments.
That's what I
okay.
So your task is to get through to the right person and have them make good on it when Lewis's health is okay for them to pick you up.
I'd rather go with my friend because she's had COVID. She's been over 14 days without symptoms, and her company, because she's a home health aide, and had required her to have vaccination.
Well, I hate to eat and run. It's been cooking. Sandra will again, and I'll come in earlier, but I got to run now.
I would have come
Bye, all
close.
you wonderful people.
I would have come sooner, but I thought it was
seeing
tonight.
you guys. Yeah.
Huh? Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Michael.
Great seeing you
Thank
all.
you.
And we will
Okay.
do this again.
Yeah, this was good.
Yeah.
Well, we're back down to 5.
Uh-huh.
Well, it was nice for Michael to show up.
Yes, yes.
Mallory had other things to do today, so he couldn't, you know. And of course, Pat's not doing computer stuff anymore. So, you know, but I called her and at least told her what's going on. So we're keeping in touch. And of course, Carol does know about it, but she doesn't like to use her computer for this kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe I can convince her to come on next time. But I'm glad that we got the numbers of people that we did. It makes me feel better about the whole experiment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, conversation is shut down. That's it. End of meeting. Goodbye.
God bless.
Are we pooping out?
Yeah,
I think so.
Literally?
Yeah, I'm getting ready. I think I'll go ahead and leave. So bye, everybody.
God bless. Take care.
Thank you for coming. Bye.
Thank you for having this, man. God bless.
Nice to see everybody. Well, of course, Tim, I'll be seeing you a bit later. Like if you take 4 steps out of the room.
Well, you know, Jamie's got her teleporter, you know.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. My goodness. Now it's down to me and Mary. And Mary is going to tell us all about how she has to go cook. Are you still cooking? Oh, button. Push the button. The button. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's trying to get in the front door. I'm over in the lobby today because it's quieter here. Anyway, thank you, Mary, for showing up. It's great to see somebody from that far away. And the connection is good. So I'm going to close it out and we shall see. So I'm going to click end and see what happens, if it explodes or not. And leave meeting, it says. I'm trying to do it.